Basically, hello. I need to get out of the habit of saying basically as like the first time I like say something to people because like it's like a habit that I'm getting from this show that I hate fucking hate, but I hate watch, if that makes any sense. But there's like this skit in this show that I hate called Publicity, and it's fucking hilarious. It's on the Kroll show, and like the way they talk makes me laugh. So sometimes like you know how you'll be watching something and like the characters make you laugh by how they say some shit. You'll just be like dead as fuck. Like you'll just be like, oh my god, I have to start saying it like this. So, anyways, how old am I? I'm 24. Uh, I'm not really trying to get any questions about myself right now. Not to shade you. Just saying like the conversation for today is the last episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, which was episode 10. And the shit was a fucking mess. Okay. Super motherfucking mess. Basically, when I started the episode, I was like excited for Portia. Can I tell you, like, I have not been a fan of Portia's, and by fan I mean like I really don't say any positive things about her, and it's not even like I don't like her. I think that that's also like internalized misogyny in ways, how like we just don't mention people on a fucking show. Like everybody has a cast line, like don't get me wrong, like but we'll be like, oh, this is so boring, but it's like everybody did something in the fucking show, so. Um, but this episode, I was really happy for Portia. I was so happy for her. I was like, yes, get these coins. And I feel like, you know what? I feel like people want to talk shit, perhaps, about Portia being 32 and like living at home. But I think like in some ways, some of us who like don't have the privilege of like being, of having like parental support, or having like parental, figures in our lives, period. I feel like it was really positive for me to see her mom like pop up and be like, yo, come stay in my mansion and like fucking, I'll make you food and I'll take care of you. Like I feel like that was kind of bomb. I feel like in some ways, like after a divorce, like fuck it, after a bad breakup, like when you love it if cause honestly, I'm gonna say this. I be trying not to say this, but I always think of Tina Knowles whenever I see Portia's mom. I'm like, that is Tina Knowles' sister, cousin's sister. Okay, because I'm just like that she is like she came out of somebody else's Tina Knowles. Like I feel like Tina Knowles got a long lost aunt. You know what I mean? Like just she's giving me Tina Knowles. I don't know if they're from the same lace front. I'm not sure what it is, but like they're just giving me similar teas. But anyways, I was just really happy for Portia when I saw that she was moving into this mansion. But Portia's mom, when she got on the counter, I was loving Portia's mom even more. I was like, yes, Miss Tina Knowles' sister, cousin. Yes, I was feeling you. I was feeling it. I was loving it. So that whole moment was everything. But I think Portia's brother, I feel like was kind of hating a little bit. But it's also the part of the hair too. Like I feel like Portia mom has like Tina Knowles bangs, like old Tina Knowles, older Tina Knowles, because Tina Knowles just revamped her whole look. I don't know if y'all know this. Like Tina Knowles done changed. This bitch is a chameleon. You know what I mean? Tina Knowles, she just molted and now she's a whole new bitch, and like you don't even know. Okay, that bitch will set you on fire. Okay, because honestly, like when I first seen Tina Knowles, she was always giving me like shade fever. Like she was always looking like she was about to shade a bitch. Like she literally looked like she always had something to say that would set everybody's pussy on fire. Like she looked like she know all the secrets. You feel me? Like she know everything. Like she be sewing her dresses and she just be saying stuff. And niggas just be like, Miss Tina, you know what I mean? She just be giving me vibes. But now when I see Miss Tina, she's giving me poise tease, you know what I mean? She's giving me fucking skin weft realness, okay? It's like she upgraded from lace front to skin weft. Because honestly, like lace front, I could tell a lace front from a mile away. I will be able to see the lace from 5,000 yards, okay? But a skin weft, Miss Knowles, okay? Miss Knowles, okay? I'm loving you, Miss Tina. But look at me, I'm talking about fucking Tina Knowles. I'm giving Tina Knowles teas. I'm giving Tina Knowles props off of this bitch mom. You feel me? Like I'm telling you, that is Miss Tina Ken. That is part of the descendants of the Knowles. Descendants of the nose. But they fucking up right now, so that's why they ain't being, why we ain't finding out. But soon we're gonna, oh, that's Beyonce cousin or them. Yes, third remove. Sure enough. You know what I mean? All this Cordell shit blow over. But I think the thing that's interesting about Portia's storyline is that, like, nobody really is here for her talking about Cordell. I think it's also because we already know that this nigga is wildin'. So, or rather, we've been knowing. So her talking about she's been talking to him is kind of like, no. And I'm happy that her family was bugging about it too, because I was like, fuck that shit, fuck Cordell, fuck him. And I was just really proud of homie for, like, you know, getting that house and doing what they want to do for themselves. You know what I mean? That was positive for them. But I will say this, you know, damn, you know, I think like no tea, this is not me hating on you, Portia, but like, you could have got you like a nice something smaller, you know, something smaller. You know, I understand that you want to be grand. I'm not mad at you, but I mean, like, people was legitimate when they was asking where the coins is coming from, because trials, you know what I mean? Like, no tea. But also, pause. Do we know? I heard that, like, Nicki Minaj is doing, like someone said that Nicki Minaj is starting in a fucking a movie. And then I found out that she is, like, literally the smallest cameo in the fucking movie. And it's just white fuckery. With just, like, Nicki Minaj in the background. I was like, and it made me sad because it's like, Nicki Minaj is rich. Nicki Minaj's not worried about nothing. But she can't even get a motherfucking major role. They could have, like, if people will go see the motherfucking Nicki Minaj movie, I will go see this Nicki Minaj movie. I will go see it. And that's not me trying to be like a sneak disser and being like, I don't like Nicki Minaj, but I would see her movie. But it's like, I would really go see that shit. Like, that shit sounds entertaining to me. Shit, y'all trying to entertain folks? Give French Montana a fucking movie too while you're at it. Because that nigga's wild. I'm sorry, but French Montana is wild to me. Like, ever since he dressed like Mortal Kombat at the fucking BET Awards a couple years ago, I've been checking for his ass. Okay? I've been like, French Montana, what are you doing today? You know what I mean? He's silly. He's a silly person. I don't know what it is. It's on WorldStar though, so I know some folks don't fuck with WorldStar, but just type in Nicki Minaj movie in Google and you'll be able to find it. I did not stick around for the name because it just looked like some bullshit. It looked like some, oh, we got Nicki Minaj in this movie. Like, Nicki's Barb's gonna watch the shit, but they're gonna be annoyed because they're gonna be like, where's Nicki? Where Nicki was? They're gonna be like, Nicki, please call back. Why was you only in like 10 minutes? Like, honestly, like, I feel like that's what the Barb's is gonna be like, or maybe not. I don't know. The Barb's, honestly, the Barb's is probably just like the Beehive. We'll be like, you know what, you slayed for them 5 minutes, Nicki. 5 minutes, they don't owe you nothing. Oh, you saw French Montana live? I'm so fucking jealous. Damn. Anyways, getting back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me stop from taking the shine. So, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I try to do like a smoky lipstick effect, and I just feel like it doesn't look like that. I just feel like it looks like my lips are just rubbed in dirt, and I'm really sad about it. I feel like my shit took a turn. Exactly, sparkle, glow, and shine. Nicki's the token. I'm like, come on now. You know what I mean? And honestly, like, if we could just pause for 1 second in Anchorman 2, I was like, making good. What the fuck? You know what I mean? I just didn't even get it. I was like, I didn't even know Megan Good was in that fucking movie, to be real. That show is off my radar. I ended up going to see that movie by accident. It was just so terrible. I had a very horrible experience. I really don't want to take space and talk about it right now because it just, like, I want to collect myself at another time. But that Anchorman 2 is fucking filth. I walked out, and honestly, I wanted to get my money back for walking out, but I feel like I stayed for too long to get my money back. I don't know if that's the case. Plus, it was like one of those places where you like eat and watch it. So I think, you know, honestly, like, at this point, I probably can't do anything about it. But the food was just nasty. Like, it was the nastiest clam chowder. I was like, how do you fuck up clam chowder? And I could taste it. It was from a can. I was like, I could taste it. I could taste that nobody put no love in this chowder. Nobody went out to the sea and was like, let me get the clams. Let me make the chowder. That didn't happen. Okay? And the worst part about it is they definitely said they had a bread bowl on the menu. And bitch, when you tell me there's a bread bowl, that's what I feel like is I'm gonna get. A bread bowl. A bowl of bread. A bowl of bread. The fucking bread of bowl? that I got was nasty. Okay, I got bread of ball. Okay, that shit was just fucking. It was undercooked, and then they had my soup in an undercooked bread of ball, and I was just like, why? And I still tried to eat the chowder in the bowl, but I couldn't even eat. Like literally, it was dough, bitch, and I was feeling like Chef Ramsay. I was like, piss off. Like honestly, when I seen it, I was like, bloody hell, like it's undercooked. You know what I mean? Oh, rubbish. Like I was getting angry, but I couldn't say nothing. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't even sourdough though. It was just like regular bread, and they only toasted the top. I don't even want to talk about it no more. I'm like taking so much space right now for my Real Housewives review to talk about this nasty shit. So let me go in though. Oh, I have so many videos I wanna do. Like I can't even explain. Like there's somebody that I watch that I'm not gonna say their name because I'm not trying to summon no demons, bitch. No, but I like them a lot. But I get annoyed. Actually, there's two people in particular who like literally put on black woman drag and like don't at all give a fuck about standing up for black women at all. And it just bugs me out. Because it's like, damn, you making up all your fame off a black lady. Off black women realness. And you don't even know what the fuck a black lady is. But it's like, you think you could just, you know what I mean? And that's how potent, like, these stereotypes are. They create motherfucking stars out of black men who fucking put on drag of black women. And it just sickens me. But look, let me move on. Let me talk about these carefree black girls, or rather not so carefree black girls right now on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let me see. We just talked about Portia and getting that house and stuff. Positive. But let me see. Obviously, I want to talk about Chuck Smith. But I think, you know what? I want to say this. I don't get why Nene acted like she didn't know Phaedra. Like, and part of me feels like in retrospect that it was just so that she could dog her out. Like, so she could just seem like, but then again, it really don't make no sense because it's like Nene had so much hate for Candy and Phaedra when they both got on the show. And they both knew each other from back in the day. So a part of me feels like maybe like they wasn't cool. Maybe they ran with different cliques and shit. And maybe that's just what it is. Like maybe when they got on the show, Nene was feeling like a original bitch, you feel me? I was first one holding the peach, so I don't know. But now like with all this retrospect we have, I'm just like, what the fuck is the tea? It's just so juicy right now. Exactly, Nene always changing the script. Go ahead, unique am, yes, child, yes. So anyways, I just noticed that that like, you know, that's some real shit that's popping off. That Nene does know Candy, does know Phaedra, and was shading them from the jump, both of them, and just recently got kind of cool with them, but not even really. So it just got me going like, you know what I mean? It got me wondering what happened, you know? Who farted in your pudding? You know what I mean? Who stepped on your hot pocket and then still gave it to you to eat? Like, I just don't know. Like, I'm just like, I just want to know what the tea is. I'm going to try to, like, do some snooping online and look into it. Because I'm sure shit is popping off now. Like, now that I'm wondering, I'm sure somebody already got receipts together. And it's all a matter of me going online. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's all a matter of me going to the right Tumblr alley. You know what I mean? There's some place. Actually, you know what? The shit probably at motherfucking the Black Diagon alley. Motherfucking somewhere, motherfucking. I'm sorry. I like love Harry Potter. Can I just say that? I'm a Potter Harry Potter fan. So a lot of times I will talk about Harry Potter and or Disney. P.S. Like if you're just now coming over here and seeing what's up with me, I do talk about Harry Potter shit a lot. So I'm just clocking this about myself. But moving forward, so Nene, I just didn't get it. Like, I just didn't get why Nene was causing so much shade. But honestly, I feel like, true story, I feel like Nene planned for this shit to go down. Like, I feel like Nene knew that Chuck was gonna say some shit. I feel like it. Because I just, the whole vibe I got, you know? Oh my god, you with the Harry Potter world? I'm so fucking jealous of you. Javier and Blake. I'm so angry. Oh, you finally finished the series, bitch? Can I tell you? I have not finished the series. I've not watched the last movie or read the last book. It will never end for me, nigga. I am still in it, bitch. And listen, when they make the book for the prequels, I'ma read that bitch too, so I can get some perspective, and then I can guess what the end is like. Don't ruin it for me. I don't know. So anyway, I'm wilding, right? So actually, hold on. So excuse me. I need to powder my nose. My nose is looking a little lackluster. I need to powder. So look, let's get back into it. Fucking Nene. I feel like Nene was into it. Honestly. You feel like, see, someone just said she's trying to make more plot lines for herself though. I do agree, because I feel like, as we've been saying, Nene really didn't have a lot going on this season. Like, we saw her talking about how her show got pushed back, and how she don't really go to the grocery store, so it was an adventure for her. Just a lot of boring shit, to be real. But now, she's apparently going to Athens, and I just feel like it's just so interesting. But I do feel like this was a setup, because I feel like, honestly, there ain't no way in fucking hell. There's no way in fucking hell that, like, they didn't, like, that. I feel like, honestly, I feel like my niece told Nene, I'm gonna tell Charles. Charles gonna call you. We gonna go pick y'all up. Za, 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 za. Peace, I love pixies. So I feel like there was a whole setup. But the thing that fucks me up about this is, like, my niece ill. You know what I mean? My nigga's ill to me. I side-eyed her from the jump when she was over here talking about she don't understand what shade means. Bitch, how are you Nene's friend? Fuck out of here. It's just wilding me out. I just don't understand. Like, I'm just like, how are you cool with Nene? Y'all are supposedly, like, friends and all this shit, but, like, you don't understand the lingo, and on national television you trying to get quote-unquote black lessons, quote-unquote lessons in African-American vernacular English, bitch, that don't mean nothing to you because that's not your fucking culture. Black is not monolithic, y'all. Some of the shit that some black folks do is not actually like some black folks' real life. That's why, like, ratchet culture is really like, that's why, like, when people talk about there being ratchet and they're really like upper or middle class black folks, they're talking about some shit that they're doing that is like bad of black folks. Shit that makes black folks look bad. So they do shit and they're like just being ratchet, but they don't really think they're ratchet. They just using that shit as a costume and as anti-black as fuck, because really what is usually said as ratchet is usually some resourceful or ghetto magic ass way of survival. But niggas want to act like shit is so ahistorical and like niggas ain't still trying to fucking live out here. Like, like self-esteem, souls, like those shits need building. Like that, like you can't just live out here and just feed yourself, like, first of all, this food that ain't really food, and then act like you gonna be okay. You're not gonna feel whole. You're gonna want to put shit inside of yourself. A lot of people put things inside of themselves that they don't really want to put inside of themselves, but they'll put inside of themselves to fill some kind of hole. And that's not everybody, but there are a lot of people out here filling themselves with things that are not feeding them for real, that are not really giving to them for real. So I feel like in this situation, I feel like Monique, is exploiting the fuck out of these black women who largely, like myself included, have taken, words from like Latino drag culture and used them in our lives in order to like spice up things or make things seem a little bit more interesting. But I feel like, in terms of Latino, like trans folks and drag queens and, all folks of I suppose like queer persuasion who are Latino that did use the language and shit like that. That was part of a significant time in history where like drag folks was like out here like in the streets, out here trying to survive, like dying in the streets, straight up dying to like really survive. And I feel like much of the LGBTQ movement has been co-opted by white struggles, which are largely middle class. So you don't see, the black drag queens out here struggling on the streets. You see RuPaul's Drag Race. You feel me? So it's like we're really like not shown the real intersections of shit, or rather the intersections of shit that's like really fucking horrible and harmful. We're showed the polished version that, like, you know, is safe. So I think that with all those things in mind, I feel like Monique is really just a detractor from the show. She's like, you know, likening herself to a white woman, saying she's white seeming, and honestly the other women clocking it as well. And I don't think that it's not problematic, because it is. I think that like a black woman, like, definitely calling themselves a white woman in a black woman's body is very saddening. But I think that there's also, I think, and I haven't really gotten into this, so I don't know if like this is like full of shit or if like this is like some real shit, but I have heard of like trans ethnic in terms of like folks like being adopted by white folks, like brown folks being adopted by white folks, and assimilating or trying to assimilate to white culture, to a point to where they say that they don't feel black. But I revel that to say, what is blackness? What is blackness that you gotta feel? Like, I just don't get it. Like, you are black. Like, Monique is light skinned as fuck, but she is not white. Like, so that's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I realize these white passing folks or white seeming folks, y'all feel like y'all are fitting in, but what we see, y'all, I feel like that's the thing about white passing folks and like their politics. People of color see y'all. You know what I mean? As much as y'all can assimilate and blend, we see y'all. So I feel like when y'all do fucked up shit and y'all get called out, y'all be so shocked. And I feel like that's what it is. And I feel like that shockedness is just like whiteness bullshit. It's just like this civility shit where we're supposed to not call each other out. Because I think call out culture has been like largely demonized, even though silence is so prevalent. So not being able to say these things about this person is a problem. But then when you say something about these things, it's an even bigger problem, which means it's circular as fuck and we don't get nowhere. So, you know, I think it's just wild to me. You know, Monique is moving around in the space like a white lady, you know, very much so. You know, calling out the black ladies who was super into her man. Bitch! You feel me? You see how this scallywag be? You know what I mean? Monique, like, that's some white lady shit. Like, white people be doing shit like that. All these people, you know what I mean? Who's doing stuff like that? You know what I mean? That's wild. Like, that was just, like, that just seemed very, like, weird to me that, like, Monique, like, or rather, that's privileged people shit. Because, like, Monique really thought that she was going to sit in the conversation and just be talking about folks. And I feel like she got checked the fuck by Phaedra because she was like, we will not be playing. You don't know me. And that's real. Don't try to be making no little jokes, hee hee ha ha. You don't know me, bitch. You know what I mean? You not holding the peach. You feel me? Like, damn, like Phaedra, like, oh, beep, beep. You know what I mean? Back up. You know what I mean? So, I feel like Monique needs to learn, perhaps, like, to fucking, wow, like, assess herself in the situation and really get some kind of fucking idea. Yes, exactly. They got these white folks fooled at times. Yes, sparkle, glow, and shine. You have said it all. They have these white folks. White folks be fooled as fuck by these white passing folks. You know what I mean? But people of color, especially black folks, be knowing, and we be seeing you. You know what I mean? Like, motherfucking Rashida Jones, white passing ass, stay right and wrote a movie about her fucking life. Wrote a movie about her fucking life. And basically whitewashed herself, basically made herself out to be white, and like, you know, wrote all white characters. You know what I mean? It's just very strange to me. You know what I mean? So again, I think it's just wild how, you know, how white passing folks be running from their blackness and be trying to find it in fucked up ways, or be trying to access it in fucked up ways. And I feel like that's why Monique was bugging, trying to read folks at the table, trying to come for folks. I wasn't really feeling that. She didn't say anything for a minute till Portia said something at the table. Exactly. And the thing is, I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like in that moment, Monique was like picking her fucking prey. And that's what I feel like. I feel like Monique's not stupid. Monique knows she's not coming for nobody else, but she'll come for Portia because they don't got no alliance with Portia. You could tell that shit from the whole shit. You know what I mean? You could tell from watching the show. Portia is not in the clique. They trying it with her because she's going through some real shit, but they don't really fuck with her like that, and that's why Monique came at her like that. Monique is a weak ass dog, and you could tell when the weak dog bite, you know, who the weak dog think is the weaker dog. You know what I mean? My Nick is just a weak dog, and like, and you just, I just saw a lot from that one scene. I was like, oh, my Nick, you trying it? And the fucked up part was my Nick was already trying it by trying to talk about her husband, little stanky dick ass, talking about somebody else. It's like, look, I get it. Your wife is about to be on this show, but like, why the fuck? Like, I don't know what the fuck kind of conversations y'all be having at night that involved her and y'all being like, you know what, it would be good for me to just, you know, talk about our relationship and how, you know, how your relationship with them at one point in time coincided with me and No Way. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically what she did. She was like, oh, like, didn't y'all date before, like, we even knew each other? Like, who cares, bitch? He probably had a fucking fart, too. You know what I mean? He probably farted in 2002. Was y'all together then? How would you know? Why does it affect you, bitch? This is not the butterfly effect. You know what I mean? I wasn't sure what was going on. And I just thought Kenya was being so creepy, like just being all up in the mix. And I'm like, Kenya, is it really that serious? Is it really that serious? I didn't think it was that serious, but I will say this. I thought Candy, I thought Candy giving the tea about him, you know, being cool with her mom and paying credit card bills, and then Chuck even saying that like Candy mom and Candy aunts was like cooking food and being nice to him, and he was lying to Candy. That shit made me sick. I was just like, like Chuck Smith is like the nastiest motherfucker. Like, to blatantly say, like, so like carelessly and so evil, like so cruelly, to say that like he straight up lied to Candy, that like she wasn't like his girlfriend at any time, despite her being like, yeah, we dated. Like, all the symptoms of dating, you know what I mean? I've dated somebody, they've given me money for my credit cards, nigga. Let me tell you, we was together. I don't know nobody out here that's giving you money for credit cards and y'all not together. You know what I mean? That sound like bullshit on Chuck's side. I'm over here about to call his ass Keith. He's making me so damn mad. I don't even want to say Chuck no more, because I know a Chuck and I like a Chuck, but I don't like this motherfucker Chuck right here. No, that whole scene was mad uncomfortable. It was just blatant. It was blatant misogynoir. It was blatant misogynoir. He's talking about some being a young, successful millionaire and just being out here talking about that Phaedra was part of a team. Ew. You're fucking nasty, nigga. Like, that's the nastiest shit ever. Like, fuck. Like, I get being in a polyamorous situation where like you have multiple relationships with folks, different degrees of relationships with folks, and that's real. But that shit involves like y'all partners. They know there's consent. There's like conversations about shit. It's not just like you paying credit card bills and you just fucking bitches and getting they aunts and they mama to make you food. Talking about the food almost swept him off his feet. That makes me so sick. That makes me so fucking sick. Oh my god, Chuck Smith is nasty. But I did want to say, I just felt like Funky Dineva just didn't even go in on Chuck. And I feel like, again, when these people, and this is also some like black capitalist shit, when you get too close to the money, when the money is like, that's the main shit, your objectivity is gone. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, it's like, and I'm not saying like, you know, because, you know, Funky Dineva is like close to the people in the cast, that like he can't go in, but like he can't go in. And I think that the thing that really sucks is like he could have went in for black women, but he didn't. He chose to like really just take this like really like quick trip on like calling him a fuck ass nigga, making fun of his clothes, you know what I mean, but not going in at his motherfucking like straight up morals, like his straight up fucking real like self, you know what I mean? And that's what accountability is. Accountability is going at the fucking structural systems of oppression and being real. And like, honestly, like, I think the thing that fucks me up is like the juxtaposition of all the editing of this whole shit. He like came up like he was cool. All the women were both poised and ready to have the conversation about what the fuck went down in Savannah. They were ready to have the conversation. It was uncomfortable, but they were like, I mean, if you want to go there, But no, wined and dined them, invited them out to speak at the Boys and Girls Club in their hometown. You know what I mean? Made them feel comfortable. Made them feel like everything was on the table. Like, I'm excited to be working with y'all. You know, za 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 za. But it almost feels like my Nick needed Chuck like a guard dog. You know what I mean? Like, my Nick's little white semen ass was using the black man to check these black bitches, and that's what I didn't like. And I remember, like, earlier today, I saw, like, one of my Facebook friends posted, like, what do y'all think? Do y'all believe Phaedra? Do you think that Phaedra and Chuck dated, or was was like Chuck just lying to his wife? And it's like, why do we not believe that Phaedra dated Chuck? You know what I mean? Why do we not believe that? You know what I mean? And then somebody went so far as to say that, like, they thought Candy was a slut when they were younger. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, who the fuck says that? You know, people need to check themselves. What the fuck is a slut? Like, explain yourself. What the fuck is a slut? Somebody out here who's having sex more than you? Somebody out here that's having sex with multiple folks? How is that really, how are you focused on that? You know? So that really bothered me that I read that shit, cause like, slut shaming is not cool. I want this to be fucking known right now. I want this to be known right now. You can fuck anybody you want to fuck at any time, as long as they're consenting, as long as, obviously, because that's what fucking is, as long as, like, you and your partners are consenting to your relationship, and, you know, that's really fucking it, you know. There's really no and, you know. You go for it, you know. You fucking go for it, you know. You fuck until you can't fuck no more, you know. You enjoy the fuck, love the fuck, you know. Fuck yourself. Fuck yourself sometimes. Buy toys if you can afford them. And if you can't, you know, watch some YouTube videos. I've seen some wild stuff on there. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be saying that right now, but like, it's real. You know what I mean? Fuck yourself though, seriously. Like, enjoy your body, enjoy it in all the ways that you fucking can. You know, and like, fuck anybody who would hate on that. Fuck anybody who's hating on you getting your nut, bitch. Fuck. It's like, damn, even if Candy was fucking every nigga everywhere, it don't change the fact that Chuck lying to my Neek, old basic ass, because my Neek is probably the most basicest type of person, and from the way that she moves, she's probably the type to be mad that Chuck fucked with a black woman that wasn't fucking mixed, no tea. Like, I feel like her insecurity is with the fact that like she probably has bought the fucking notion that she's not really black, and that all the black women that, like, you know, that Chuck fucked, oh man, she's gotta stand up to that. Oh geez, no bitch, you yourself, you know what I mean? Enjoy yourself, you know what I mean? Chuck chose you, bitch, whatever the fuck that means. That nigga's nasty as fuck, I don't even care. But it's like, you know, fuck, he's a fucking dog. That nigga is nasty as hell, and it just bugs me out, because like, I love Funky Dineva, but I just feel like they could have went the fuck in, and they didn't. And I just think it's interesting that, like, you know, I'm not sure if like Funky Dineva is a trans person. I know that they're a gay person, but I'm pretty sure that they only wear the wigs and the lipstick and talk in the African American vernacular English just because, you know, that's what gets them the viewership that they have. Because black ladies are fucking awesome! Because black women are the shit. You feel me? People will go out of their way to look like us and try to be us, and they not. You feel me? Because black ladies are the fucking shit. That's what it is. But the thing is, because like, we are seen through such a white lens, white people will watch, black people will watch the fuck out of a black man pretend to be a black lady. And that's what the fuck it is. But I don't know, like, bitch. You see me? I be yelling like, fuck out of here. Exactly. I feel like my Nick is a fucking hater. I feel like my Nick is mad that like Chuck was out here with these like fucking fabulous ass, millionaire ass ladies just doing them and fucking having their dreams. Like, damn, like, honestly, like, all I see Candy and Phaedra do is grind. And I'm sitting here like, y'all really care if like this basic scallywag nigga like is fucking lying on folks? Veet. Like, nigga, we don't got time for the storyline. Okay, Portia just got a house. Phaedra about to fucking embalm somebody. body, you know? Nene about to whatever. You know, Kenya looked like she cooking up something with Lawrence. And honestly, can I just say, Lawrence, what happened to your motherfucking deal? I was looking for the Lawrence CD. I'm kind of mad. Like, what's the tea? Candy, like, can I get a fucking Miss Lawrence CD? And can fucking Derek J feature? Because I feel like Derek J could just give me something. I feel like Derek J is going to come out with a fucking song. I swear to God. I feel it in my bones. Like, Derek J is going to come out with a song and it's going to be the hottest shit. Oh my God, I'm so hyped. I'm hype about that shit. Mm. Uh. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I love Miss Lawrence. I love Derek J. But I was dead also when... Okay. I feel like Mama Joyce is now getting into, like, more wild territory. Can we just talk about Miss Joyce? Candy Mama. Candy Mama is bugging me out. I'm just like, Miss Joyce, like, I get it. Like, at first, you tried to lie on Karma. At first, you tried to lie on Karma. But, like, now, you know... And then you try to fight Karma. Then you try to fight Karma. But then now, you talking about you went to the hospital and you can't afford to be meddling in Candy's affairs. Like, do you hear yourself? Mama Joyce. Candy Mama need to go on. Derek J rubs you the wrong way. I think Derek J is an apologist, motherfucker, because I remember when they was trying to get Kim together for talking to Sweetie any old way, he was just like trying to be nice, nasty about it. So I was like, okay, queen, because it's like, you know what? I feel like Derek J being Kim House talking to Sweetie any old way too, because I feel like, again, that black capitalist shit, once you get a little bit of money, niggas be feeling like they super niggas, and they be acting like they could do any old motherfucking thing, but let your ass lose that money, and let your ass be around some white folks that ain't having it. I'm telling you. Like, I have been in so many situations where, like, white folks was like, this nigga doing too good. I literally had white folks try to take shit from me. And take shit from me. I've had that happen to me. So I'm not going to sit here and act like, you know, that's not something that could be going on. Because I feel like, you know, Kim was having, you know, Derek J, whatever the fuck he was doing in them wigs, he sure wasn't styling them on her. And if he was, he deserves to be fucking fired. Because I don't know if Kim is doing it herself these days or what. But whatever the fuck Kim was doing with these fucking wigs was not working. That leave out was trash. But listen, I'm always here. Like, I'm not trying to be shady, but like, if you're a white lady and I see you with a lace front and it looks a mess, I'm going to say something to you because you shouldn't have fucking did it in the first place. But second, if it looks bad, I'm going to be extra mad. Yes, just Nicole. Yes, a white man stole my video off YouTube. A white man stole my video off YouTube and copied it word for motherfucking word and was reading it off a script. A white person took my house. A white person took my home. Like, can I tell you that? So, like, white people have stolen from me. Like, on a historical level. On a historical level, okay? So, let me not play like these white folks won't take some shit from you. But at the same time, you know, that shit just worries me about these black folks that got all this money. Because you literally one white person away from not even getting your coins. Oh, my God. So, let me get into it though. Mama Joyce, you are giving me too much. I love you, Mama Joyce. I love you so much. But like, you need to stop. Like, you need to stop. Like, I'm just like not sure who is like what the fuck. And I remember watching Funky Dineva talking about that Miss Joyce got a boo-boo. That's like this younger or older light-skinned gentleman's or something like that. So I don't know. I just feel like Miss Joyce is doing all these fucking tricks. I feel like Miss Joyce is like literally 2 episodes away from faking her own death and going to motherfucking Fort Lauderdale or some shit. Like, dead ass. Okay, so the person who stole my video, I'm gonna put my link right here. It's actually a white man stole. It's actually a white man stole from me. Oh, let me see. Oh, yes, it's right at the top of the screen, girl. Oh, yes, it has 16,000 views. I am kind of dead about that. I didn't even know I had that many motherfucking views. That's comedy. I'm dead that I'm putting this back out there for people to see. All right, well, I forgot like that. I forgot this even happened, but I'm dead again. Um, okay, here it is. There's the link. I'm this girl said in the chat. Um, mm, Blackness is not a feeling, just like fat is not a feeling. Yes, Victoria KC. Yes, yes, Victoria KC. I fucking love you, bitch. Um. Kai Train. Yeah, I think I think that's interesting that you thought that that you didn't think Phaedra would be that Nene didn't think Phaedra would be on the show that long, so she didn't acknowledge her. But I feel like she did the same thing with Candy. I think that she was like treating Candy like kind of bad, and I think she thought Candy was gonna just dip off the show. But Candy out here getting them coins, bitch. Nah. True story, yo. Victoria Casey. White people are always stealing. It's fucked up. White people are thieves. And that's the thing that's fucked up is like, these thieving ass white folks out here that be stealing and be taking from folks. It's just like, it's a shame. But it's like, at the same time, it's the reality for these black actors out here, these black famous folks out here that be sitting comfortable, be sitting comfy cozy until they fuck it up and they ain't got no coins. And then they can talk all the shit they want then. But then usually they get labeled as a crazy stan or fan or some shit. Like, that's not ableist as fuck. But anyways, moving on. I just thought that Chuck Smith is a fucking scumbag. Like, point blank, end of fucking story. He's a scumbag. I think Monique is a fucking scumbag too, because it's like, bitch, where were you for this episode? Like, you supposed to be one of the fucking new housewives, right, bitch? You absent like a mug. Get out. And I just wasn't here for it. And I feel like Nene's face, like when Chuck was talking, was just like disgusted, and I was like, yeah, bitch, that's your friend, you know what I mean? I was just like, you invited him, or rather, like, you invited him into the show and shit. You invited him into the everybody life, like, ill, you know what I mean? Ill, Nene, gross. It just made me sick. It's like, this is the second week in a row where I'm sitting here like, Nene, what the fuck? Just over it, hated it. And I thought that Kenya was just doing the most as per usual. I think like she was trying to like make a mountain out of a molehill with fucking Phaedra again. I'm like, bitch, you have no storyline. Fuck. At least Portia got some dogs. You feel me? At least Portia like was like, you know what? Let's go get these dogs some motherfucking church clothes. I was like, yes, Portia, get the dogs some fucking church clothes. I was here for that shit. I love Portia. Portia's my favorite one in the whole shit. Honestly, low key, I always stand for Portia, kind of. I feel like, because like even though sometimes I wouldn't talk about her, I think I was not talking about her because like she was going through some domestic abuse type shit, and I didn't want to be one of those people who's just standing by being like, oh my god, this domestic abuse. I was like, that's fucking evil, you know what I mean? But the shit that fucked me up was like, I always like I think in some ways like I kind of admired like all of like the fancy clothes, you know what I mean? I think like that's I think like being fat, like I realize like one of the things that annoys me about fatness, or rather not fatness, things that annoy me about our society, is that there's not enough clothing options. So I feel like sometimes I'll be lusting after shit that's like a fucking 00 and shit. I'd be like really like, oh, if only this was my size, you know what I mean? I'd be having like these fucking feelings. So it's like when I was seeing her getting dressed up in all these like Cinderella-esque ball gowns, darling, I was like into it, okay? I was like, okay. And I was just thinking it was perfect. And then also like Marlo, everybody's in the comments right now talking about Marlo's coming back next season. I thought Marlo was fabulous too. I really liked all of her outfits and all of her, her fabulousness. I thought it was fabulous, and I was just super there for it. But I don't know. I feel like Phaedra and Candy, you know, they're fabulous, and they work really fucking hard. And I just feel like this whole Chuck Smith shit is just a detraction. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, I love this show, kind of. Like, I just love seeing black women like looking fabulous and just, you know, and not looking fabulous. Sometimes they don't look fabulous. And that's reality, you know what I mean? That's reality, you know, fuck out of here. You know, but sometimes, you know, when they're looking extra fucking fabulous, they're looking sickening and everything like that, that's fucking bomb. And then when they talk about their real life situations, that's real. I was really here for the puppies though. Those puppies are so fucking cute. I was like almost crying because like I want a little puppy so bad. I should not have animals though, but I want one. But anyways, I wonder if I got like a little baby puppy, if I could like pretend it was a baby. Oh my god. I need to calm down, like, because I would be one of those people. Like, I need to calm down though, because I really don't even need a fucking dog. Like, I need to chill. But I think Marlo being a regular would be cool. I'll be interested. But I think, like, honestly, again, this Chuck Smith shit just took me off, and it made me mad because it was like it just like shows how many fucking it just shows how many people are against like black women. You know what I mean? Like how many people like literally were like just talking about how they don't think Phaedra's telling the truth. Like there's like why? You know what I mean? I was like, why don't we believe Phaedra? Why? You know what I mean? No one has good reasons. Everyone was just saying slut shaming ass shit, talking about they're freaky. They're freaky women. They're freaky because they talk about their sex life. That's real. That's real. People fuck. You know what I mean? It just fucks me up. Like how many people are like, how many people think that like people don't have a sexuality as long as they don't talk about it. You know what I mean? As soon as you start talking about your sexuality, that's when you have one. It's just like ludicrous as fuck. People are fucking out here. People are having sexuality, sexual identity. You know what I mean? They don't need to keep talking. But you know what? I think Copbur 04, I think BGC fans wanted more black folks on there circa Tanisha, because I think that like the BGC fans are fucking wildin'. Like no tea, but like most of the BGC fans are like younger folks who are just like who think like the fighting is justified, like who are just like who think like a show that just glorifies violence against women is like cool, like that's a cool show. And like now that they have like this all-star shit is just whack. Yo, Javier Timberlake, yo, for real, that motherfucker really did take my fucking, my video and just really tried me. Tried to be me. And that's the thing. White people love to, like, black women are the most copied. They like to say black men are the most copied. Black men copy black women. Black gay men copy black women. Are you kidding? You know what I mean? A lot of the Latino drag culture comes from the emulation of black fucking women. You feel me? They be pulling shit from black women that they know and be making it big, making it pop. You know what I mean? Because of their privilege, you know what I mean? But then, like, when black women use it, it just gets taken by white women, like hard, or gets taken harder by white gay men. It's just a mess. But, anyways, but no, like we're having like a good time, you know, talking. I really enjoy all of y'all. I just wanted to say, Bountiful Betties, what up? Javier Timberlake, how you is? Queen Sertal. Hi there. Last couple seasons of BGC were the worst. I do agree. Listen, before we get into BGC, because I can talk about BGC, I'm going to pause on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's just, like, go in. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just finish up with Kenya, though. Okay. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Bountiful Betties, exactly. Okay. So what I wanted to do was talk about Cynthia before I signed off with Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then we could talk about BGC some more, because I actually have more thoughts on BGC 11, to be real. Because I feel like I kind of like went in before I like watched a review that I want to talk about, and I want to talk about also like these black men out here that be like that just be stealing from black women and like do not pay homage and do not stand up for black women. Like I think it was also like when the woman got punched on the bus, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, Funky Daddy even didn't say shit about it, like, it was actually like in favor of the person on the bus and that punched the black woman, and I was like, damn, like, you know, it's just like, it's like, whoa, it's like people are just fucking like sociopathic, like people are like, oh, you hit me, I'll hit you back harder, you know. It's like if somebody attacks you or hits you or does something to you, or someone is giving you the feeling of violence. I'm not trying to be a fucking victim blamer, or an apologist of violence, but I feel like in some ways, like, if, you know, someone is doing something to you and you have the power, which that man did, to stop the bus and take that woman off the bus. You know what I mean? All the power he used to attack this woman physically, he could have used to just get her off the bus and away from him and away from passengers. And obviously, like, when he lost his job, everybody was up in arms. But that's how misogyny works. That's how the patriarchy works. Like, black men putting black women in their places is seen as like a positive thing. Like, when black men abuse black women, it's seen as like on the black women to pray about and deal with on their own. It's not seen as like black men have to do anything in terms of reevaluating themselves. And what the fuck they did? They was really trying to have petitions and shit for this nigga to get his job back. It's like, fuck out of here. It's like, if you're in charge of a bus if you're in charge of a bus and you got to worry about all these folks' lives, you're gonna really put your life and this person's life in danger because you want to punch people in the fucking face. You know what I mean? It's just like, no. Adore, I didn't see the article. I would appreciate it if you sent it to me or linked me. That'd be awesome. Um, Let me see. Oh, Janice Johnson, thank you. I love you too, boo. Sweet. Y'all are so nice. Um, exactly. People be mad. People be mad when when black men are held accountable for acts of violence against black women, and it's like fucking sickening. Cause it's like, look, black women go hard as fuck for black men. They really do. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, shit. You know what I mean? Fuck. I think for like a long time, I think I was under, like, I think in some ways, like, I was excusing um misogyny, like, from black men, especially because I didn't want to posture, and I, for some time, like, I thought I had privilege over black men, but I feel like in some ways, I feel like what made me think that was like my privilege of being like a lighter skinned person, and I feel like that was like very fucked up and like very like, also like, I think just like ahistorical to like how things like work, you know what I mean? While like people will listen to me talk about things and shit like that, that doesn't mean that like when it comes down to it, people don't see me as like a black woman, you know what I mean? And that is still as like the bottom, you know, that's below a black man, and that's just what the fuck it is. It's not like black women like are wanting to be at the bottom. No, like no one who's at the bottom is like, no one who's a victim wants to be the victim, and I feel like that's the root of victim blaming is putting the onus on the victim, so that the person who needs to be accountable is never held accountable, and the person who's a victim is forever feeling like the victim, forever being silenced, and that is so abusive. Exactly. Black women are socialized to ride or die. But also black women are socialized to, you know, hold on to the negative, often negative stereotype of being the strong black woman, because I feel like sometimes, like, what is the point of our strength, you know, if it's just to give it to another person, you know what I mean? Like, our strength often gets scapegoated as like our only redeeming quality, or like it's often fetishized, you know? Because I know for myself, actually, yeah, this is relevant. I know for myself, like when I was doing sex work, I know that like part of the sex work that I was doing had more to do with like domination. Like, unlike, there were white men that would pay me to like beat them up, like that would pay me to like attack them, and like that was like their fantasy. Like that's what they wanted, sexually, was to be attacked by a black woman. And I feel like that is so powerful, like in terms of like a sexuality, that it kind of like, it did make me uneasy at times, but it was a way for me to get paid, so I was like, whatever. But I feel like in some ways, like, it just really freaked me out that like part of my identity, like my real life, or rather part of like I think what fucked with me was like was feeling like perhaps there were more white people who like saw me as like this angry black lady that would like punish them, and I was just like, and it like kind of freaked me out because like that's certainly how this other person saw me and wanted to pay me for that, you know, wanted to pay me for how much I, you know, could scare them, could hurt them. And I think that like in some ways like black women like are constantly robbed of like quote unquote femininity, and constantly like told to assimilate, to be more womanly, to be more um soft, and to be more able to be cared for. But in reality, you know, it's us, you know, what they're saying is wrong. So like what they want is like an assimilation into whiteness that is often impossible and often fucking harming, you know, often harmful. You know, the things that folks do, especially like black women do to assimilate to whiteness, um, and it's just like it's a symptom of a problem. It's not the problem. You know what I mean? Like I think that that's the thing too. Black women who like who use like weave or makeup or, you know, anything that like folks see as non-natural, non-black. You know, notice that. You know, how like things that are like normal are seen as bad, and things that are like seen as white are seen as normal, and as seen as good. So I feel like when you and I feel like even the word normal is rooted in like oppressive ass things. Um, yeah, exactly. They want us to be weak and soft, but also strong and unbreakable. It's just like it's impossible to be those things. It's impossible, and I feel like some women like spend their life trying to be one or the other. Or rather or rather the people that the women that assimilate into the quote unquote idea of like submission, of being submissive, like I feel like that's 100% related to black men saying these things. And like I've heard like black men say shit like, oh, I date white women because they're more submissive. Like they like I've had black men straight up talk to me like that. And I'm like, this is like a black man like who was interested in me, who had like was like being complimentary of me, and like being like really interested in me, like we're talking, like being maybe like kind of intimate, and like just like straight up telling me like, you know, white women are just more submissive, or like white women are just um easier. And it's like shit like that made me sick, you know, shit like that made me sick to think that like, you know, I'm, you know, just by being who I am, automatically I'm too strong, or I'm too um aggressive, and all these things that I don't think are bad suddenly become bad because like I'm not white, and therefore I don't have the automatic uh privilege of being fucking normal, of having my own fucking um oh, I'm sorry, I have to approve links. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, I did it. I don't have the ability of non-suspicion, you know? I don't get believability. And that's what I was talking about with this whole Phaedra and Chuck Smith shit too. It's like people will really suspend their imagination to believe that Phaedra was like a bop, to believe that like Phaedra was like a hoe, to say these words with no fucking historical value, as if they mean anything now. It's like, fuck, like, Chuck, you got caught out, you know what I mean? My Nick was feeling fabulous. My Nick was probably feeling like that light-skinned dream. Like honestly, like, Mike makes me think of the type of nigga that probably told my Nick, oh, you know, you stopped me from fucking with white girls or some shit. Probably told my Nick some wild shit. Some shit like how, you know, how he fucking just some, probably just some like really fucking anti-black shit, honestly. And I feel like in some ways my Nick felt fucking played, because I feel like my Nick was like, wow, like my husband didn't tell me he was with these black ladies. What? Exactly. Bountiful Betty's. The idea that black women are too loud, it's so silencing. But if a black lady doesn't speak up, who is going to acknowledge her presence as a person? For real. For real. For real. That's the reality of it. And I think that like this show, as we've all acknowledged, like you don't really see black women like living like a fabulous ass life, just living carefree. Actually, fuck, y'all, I meant to talk about fucking Cynthia. Black men really don't be here for us. But I did want to talk about Cynthia and Peter. Now look, pause. Last time, or rather last season, I feel like they got married. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 2 seasons ago. But I feel like ever since then, I just feel like Cynthia has been just like running themselves fucking ragged, and it's really bugging me out that like Peter really said that he wants to have a man cave, and that like that should be just that. It's like, what's the point of having a conversation, Peter, if you just think you're entitled to have a space away from the home? And then I also want to say that I feel like in some ways, I think that people living together can be very complicated. I think that you can love somebody to death, but I think that living with them is not always what the fuck is good for yo ass. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes like taking breaks is good. I don't think that's bad. I used to be very like anti breaks. I used to be like not into people taking breaks, but I feel like sometimes you take a break and you realize that like you want to be with somebody, you know, even stronger than before. You realize that that wasn't right for you. But I don't think that like, you know, I don't like breakup culture in terms of like, oh, we're never gonna speak again, or like I drop off the face of the earth, especially if like we've been together and we care about each other. Um, but I think calling it a man cave is fucked up. I think that like he could just like finish the basement or something. But I mean, honestly, I feel like away from having space away from Cynthia is real. I don't know. I don't think it's bad. Mm. It's true, Queen. It's true. I mean, like, I've definitely, like, I've experienced a lot of situations where, you know, black men will just say, like, the most off the wall ass fucking racist shit. And I feel like it's 100% to be, like, more closer to white folks. And it makes me really sad. I remember in particularly, I had a friend and I asked them straight up, I was like, I said so. I don't know what. No, I didn't ask them anything. They said straight up to me that they had never experienced racism. And this was like a dark skinned black person, who was like extremely fat, and I was just like, "You're lying." You know what I mean? Like I was like, "You're lying." You know what I mean? And they were like, they like paused, and then like literally for the next hour just told me mad accounts, and I was like, I paused and I said straight up, I was like, you know what? The thing that sucks about all of this is like for some reason you felt like when you were in the company of another black person, like, and not saying that I don't have privilege in this space, but the fact that I could be like talking about racism and that they could straight up lie and say that they never experienced racism, like in their face racism. And that like I could just like be like, nah, and that like they could just that I could like barely challenge that, like barely challenge it, just be like, no, I just rejected it, and then they just came out like with all this stuff, and then I was just like, you know what sucks is like they're like, who are you protecting? Who are the white folks you want to be around so bad that you couldn't say that, you know? Because you got to think about it like that too, because we don't want to be shaming black folks for not feeling like they could talk about, you know, the realities. You know, and this was a black person who had been raised by two black women, you know what I mean, who seemingly had quote unquote reverence and care for black women. But I just noticed that that wasn't the case. Like, black men really do get indoctrinated with hate for black women. Like, I feel like some people say, oh, well, if he loves his mom, you know, that's a sign to know if he's a good man. But that's not true, because some of these black men will love their fucking mama, but they will look at another black woman and be like, you know, just not into it, and just be straight up hating. So yeah, I think like black men are constantly trying to get white male power, and because white men are constantly trying to fuck white women or ambiguously racial looking women, because we can't act like like white men don't try to dominate other women of color. However, I feel like the way that white men try to dominate black women is a way that black men don't try to dominate black women. I feel like the white men that date the white men that try to dominate black women, and I'm not saying date, I'm saying dominate. I'm saying are constantly, you know, talking about how like they're usually like hippie ass white dudes talking about how they come from the earth and they found a woman who's brown like the earth or some bullshit like that. And they'll think of themselves as like Father Earth or some shit like that. And I feel like black men do some shit like that too in terms of like niggas with onk shit. But that shit is like fucking historically fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, white dudes will just create some shit to say about black women that they want to carry on. I think that, like, I think that there's definitely a status involved with having a white partner for sure. I think, like, you know, and I think that it's something that, like, if you're not aware of, can be like, you know, I think like the thing is, I don't know. Now look, this is something I find that, like, a lot of times, um you know, black women who date like white dudes, they will ride or die for their white dudes. Like, they will fucking be like, all these white dudes out here, fuck them, but not Tommy. You know what I mean? Or they be like, not Jim, like, but James. They're like, James. Me and James, you know, we're solid. But like every other white person, and I mean that's real. But I feel like at the same time, like, I feel like in some ways, uh, no, Saniha, any man who disses black women is automatically a nigga you wouldn't want to fuck with. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of times, if you're a light skin or white passing or even like ambiguously racial, meaning you don't look quote unquote black, as fucked up as that sounds, that's a reality. If you don't quote unquote look black, or you're not visibly black, or people have to ask you what you're fucking what you are, as fucking alienating and as fucked up as that is, those folks don't realize right away that, like, those niggas is grimy, because they're too caught up in perhaps not wanting to be black or not wanting to ID as black. So there are a lot of these black dudes out here that do that shit. They'll be like going in, but they'll be in safety of perhaps a racist ass Latinat person or a white passing black person. You feel me? It'll be like they'll be protected by that privilege. But I do agree. Oh yeah, no, Dark Girls is terrible. It's bad. It's bad. It's not good. I almost choked on my can. Woman from the earth, bro. Dad, right? Victoria, for real. Ah. Those niggas with onks and Dark Girls are working my nerves. No, I agree. Listen, like, that shit, and the thing that fucks me up is, like, I can't lie to you, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is even worth talking about, because it's just, like, I think in some ways, like, I gotta be real. In some ways, like, I do experience, perhaps shadiness in some situations, like when I'm around niggas with onks, because I feel like they go out of their way to try to shade me because I'm light skinned, and I'm just like, fuck out of here. Like, I don't fuck with you no matter what, but the fact that you're trying to, like, make me feel bad, like, they'll be trying to talk about light skinned folks, and like light skinned folks aren't black, and they'll be like brown skinned folks, and I'll just be like, okay, like, you know, obviously that's not true. Obviously that shit that fucking is polarizing, but it just like, it's just like, I'll get kind of salty, like, I can't lie, whenever like niggas with onks come around, because like I notice that, like, they fetishize like dark skinned women in a way that's like very, like, it's like violent as fuck, and it's creepy as fuck. Like one case in particular, me and my roommate, like, my roommate is like, she's like, excuse me, they are more like dark skinned, I would say that they're like, I would say they're brown skin. Like, I would say they're like a darker brown skin person. And we went out to our neighbor's house, and our neighbors, one of them is like a little darker than me, and then their sister is dark skinned. And you know, there's the sister that's darker, that's like the same side of the same color as me almost, was like, oh, like she always be thinking that we both like look like Beyonce. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, I'll wear like a blonde wig, and then Dottie will be like, oh my god, I had the same wig, and she shows me pictures of her like when she used to be a little heavier. And that's another thing. Pause. I'm sorry, but like, Don't you fucking hate when someone who used to be a little heavier, aka their little size 16 ass, want to come and talk about how they used to be fat? I hate y'all used to be fat ass people. Go away. Y'all are the worst. You used to be fat ass niggas don't got shit on me. And notice they used to be fat in like 5th grade. They used to be fat like when who cares? You know what I mean? They or rather like they used to be like chubby or not averagely motherfucking shaped and shit. Um but oh hold on. Hold on. But exactly, Adora. Exactly. They like a certain type of black woman. They like big booty, afro, dark skin. But the thing is, my roommate was dark skinned. But like had like these long like I'm gonna take credit for this, Jody. I love you, but like Jody wanted some Senegalese twists, and I did them like extra long. Okay, but I started doing them, and then they were like, "Oh, I want to finish them." I'm like, "Okay." So, they had on these like they had these extra long Marley twists and shit in with Senegalese, and it was looking sick. It was looking like natural as fuck because like they had a little bit of their hair out, like they didn't do it like so tight, so it looked like natural. It looked like it was like kind of like dreads. Honestly, they looked like some good, nice ass long dreads. And so when we went into the house, this nigga with onks dead ass was like, "Oh, I seen you the other day. We was talking," and then my roommate was like, "Nigga, that nigga was yelling at me while I was riding my bike." And like this is a niggas with onks. So like right away I'm already creeped out because I'm like, you thought you was talking to somebody when you was yelling at them from across the street, fam? That's not cute. And then like the whole time like just like grilling and then trying to make us watch these like awkward ass Farrakhan videos that were like not even Farrakhan because I kind of fuck with Farrakhan a little bit. Like I don't really fuck with Farrakhan, but some of the shit he be saying I fuck with. Um but it was some fucking get back to Kemet ass shit, and I was just not with it. And I wasn't here for it. And then fucking he was just like creeping and looking and trying to arrange like hangout sessions, and like people was not interested. And I just thought that was like a really creepy situation. I really didn't like it. But fuck y'all, I keep getting off topic. Pause. Exactly, Victoria. I feel like they talk about how black women are queens, but I think that means like when they decided you are a queen, because just as they can call you a banshee or a loud ghetto trash blah blah blah, they can call you a fucking queen. So I feel like honestly, like when they're like shaking my hand and kissing my hand, talking about peace queen and shit like that, it makes me sick because I know that they don't really think I'm a queen. They think I'm a queen right now because I'm submitting to them. It's conditional as fuck. Anybody that rolls up on you and automatically genders you as fucking royalty automatically places you second to themselves because they think they kings. You feel me? Fuck out of here. Not with it. But it's just not for me. Not for me at all. But hold on. I must powder my nose. I don't mean to be rude. I must powder my nose. But I want to talk about Cynthia. Y'all not gonna stop me from talking about Sister Cynthia. Cynthia. And we already 1 fucking hour into this shit, y'all. Okay, so finishing up with Cynthia. How the fuck Cynthia's sister gonna tell Cynthia after being in Cynthia's house that she's staying for 2 fucking months? What kind of life? And they got the nerve to be in the bead store talking about you changed. I know you love me, but you changed. Bitch, you changed too. You thought you could stay at my house for 2 months? Like no teen. Like I got 2 brothers. I love them to death. They could not stay with me for 2 months. No. 2 days. 2 days. Maybe 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks. But 2 months? Bitch. I was like, Mel, sit down. But that shit bothered me. But I thought it was interesting that like Mel was trying to talk shit about Peter for having a car, for buying a new car, and Queen Sertel, thank you. For buying a car. Like, I'm just like, look, I feel like they always struggle with money, and it's kind of awkward for us to be in their business. But I'm like, god damn, like, god damn. I don't know. It just seems like so wild. I'm just like, damn, like, this nigga's just out here, Like, Peter's just out here buying new cars, talking about how he want to buy a new place to live. And I was just like, that seems kind of drastic. As much as I do feel like Peter should have the ability to have a place of his own, as should Cynthia, I feel like the way he brought it up was kind of like, but at the same time, Cynthia, if you letting your sister stay for 2 months, then like I kind of don't want to hear it, because I kind of am just like because it's not like this nigga was like, oh, let me get a bat cave or a man cave out of nowhere. Like 2 months is just like 2 months. 2 months is not little. 2 months is not little. 2 months is a long time. That's mad dinners. Like, bitch, what do you like? That 2 months means, what do you like to eat? You know what I mean? And so I do feel like Cynthia is a pushover too, but I feel like Cynthia be getting brolic at the times when they need to get brolic. But at the same time, I feel like that Noelle shit kind of side like blindsided her, and I feel like Nene's acting up. So now I feel like she don't feel like she got a homie right now. And who else do really Cynthia really fucks with? You know what I mean? Really, Queen. He did bring it up like he was getting sick of living with her. But it made me sad. Also, oh, pause. It also made me really fucking sad that, like, these women were talking about having sex with their husbands, and were just like, sometimes I don't want to, but, like, you have to. And it's like, no, you fucking don't. Like, I don't, like, and I feel like that's the other, I think that's the other part of marriage that disgusts me, because I feel like a lot of marriage, the idea of marriage disgusts me. The idea that, like, I'm supposed to wear a white gown, it's all based on innocence. It's based off of this idea of a virgin being passed along, handed from her father to another man's arms. It's so paternalistic, it's fucking disgusting, honestly. No shade to y'all who are married, but, like, I think that it makes me actually physically sick that, like, people, like, think like this, that this is being passed down as a thought process, that, like, you just gotta be always down to fuck. Ew. That sickens me. Getting married is creepy to me too, yo. I think it's mad creepy that, like, that, like, you have to give up your autonomy for this nigga. For this nigga's nut. Fuck out of here, bitch. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, seriously, like, I be sitting here like, how the fuck, like, yeah, for a marriage is a man's business. Yes, bitch. For real, it is. It's just a way to fucking cage a bitch. Honestly, it really is. Like, 9 times out of 10, it's a way for somebody to make sure that you don't fuck with their money. You know what I mean? Marriage is a way for people to make sure that you don't fuck with their money. Or they make sure that they get something for fucking with your ass. I feel like that. Like, honestly, I feel like y'all could date. You know what I mean? And that's what I think. There's so much stigma on dating. You know what I mean? That these 13-year-olds chilling and shit. But, like, people just, like, really hammer in marriage so hard. They hammer in you getting a ring so much. It just makes me really sad that, like, you get this ring, it's supposed to be such a big deal, but it's like, damn, all these bitches be looking miserable. It's just like, fuck. It just seems like a leash, you know what I mean, on these fucking whack niggas. Apollo over here talking about, I could have fucked Kenya if I wanted to. Like, how basic are you? Like, how basic are you? You know what I mean? It's just like, damn, like, you clearly, like, Apollo, you are married to Team Phaedra. You do not fuck around and talk about you could have been playing for Team Kenya. It don't make no sense. It's like, that's what I think marriage is. Marriage is like these little teams of folks, and they do things, perhaps they have children or whatever, and it just seems so dreadful. It just seems so, like, just not what I'm interested in. But I think it's also really interesting how folks get married and they feel like, that matters, that means something about that person. People get married and they feel like it's a status. They wear those rings, they have those that album on Facebook, they're our wedding. They think that that means something. You know what I mean? I think that that's like also interesting. It's like very phenomenal that like, and I feel like younger and younger folks are getting married because it supposedly means something, but it really don't. And that's why people wonder why has gone up, because niggas ain't tied down like they were before. At this point in time, you could get married and dip out real quick. You know what I mean? Especially if you broke. And broke folks is getting divorced like a mug. Rich people too, but it's like divorces really don't cost that much if you don't have that much shit. If y'all really don't have a lot of shit together, y'all are good. Y'all could go on Judge Judy or divorce court or some shit like that and get your shit settled out in 30 minutes. Like, it's really not that serious. And no, I feel you. I would only get married for the benefits as well. Like, I would get married to a friend to get some coins, and get some fucking, benefits off them. Hopefully the person I fucking hook up with, they got some like good insurance or something so I can get my teeth, done. Cause child, let me tell you, I like my teeth, but I'm noticing that like, I would like to get veneers. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna say that I'm not pro, like, do what you want to do with your body, because I super am. I don't believe in like, telling folks like not to get surgeries and not to like get shit done that they want to get done, because I feel like that's like that's another form of body policing. But I would get some fucking veneers in a second, bitch. I would not get the Hillary Duffs though. No, ma'am. Yes, why is marriage the face of but doesn't that tell you something though? Doesn't that tell you something? Marriage being the face of the LGBTQ rights, and fucking whatchamacallit, LGBTQ folks, and extremely white cis men and women just getting married. Just getting married and just being white and gay and being married. Just a shame. Those engagement photos kill me, right? Yo, I be dead. Look, and it's like not hate, like I'm happy if you happy, bitch. But I'd be like, yo, and also I think another thing that bugs me out is like, one of, I think like recently I felt kind of like, like fat phobia, like extremely, because like someone that like I was kind of close to like lost a lot of weight, and I just felt like, I felt extremely like alienated at the time, because I felt like it was weird, because like there we are very similar in looks, so I felt very strange about it, because I felt like looking at them, I felt like I completely could see what my thin self would be, and it like really just made me like just physically like sick, honestly, to think about like no longer being like the size I am, and like being that small, and like just like all of the things that come with that shit. Because like, this is again a person that was close to me, and I just noticed that, I saw a lot of people who are just like so so like happy for this person. They were like, and the thing is like, this is a person that's still like quote unquote fat, so it's like, at the same time, as like thin as they are, they're still fat, and like it's like, it just like totally warped my mind, because like I am extremely comfortable in my body. Like there have been times where I could see physically myself losing weight, and it made me uneasy, because I'm extremely comfortable in my body, and like for my body to change, I feel like for my body to change with anything would definitely, be like an adjustment. I feel like that's anybody, but I think especially like for me being a fat person, losing weight, it really does trigger me in a big way, because like I've just become so comfortable with being a fat bitch that it's like, I don't know, like, and even again, even losing weight, like, and being a lesser fat bitch, it bothers me, because it's just like I'm comfy. Like, I don't hate me, I don't hate what I see, and I think like losing weight like just like freaks me out, like just like point blank, like that's just how I feel. Um, I feel like everybody got kicked out. Hello. Aw. I got little dolphin teeth. You're so cute. Aw. I'm sorry that things kind of got cut off, but it is recorded. So, hooray, you didn't miss anything. That's exciting. Um, Let me see. But yeah, so I was actually gonna dip and go make a sandwich because I'm actually like low key starving. But I will talk to you guys soon. I love you. Um, peace, love, and blessings. Bye. Basically, hello. I need to get out of the habit of saying basically as like the first time I like say something to people because like it's like a habit that I'm getting from this show that I fucking hate, but I hate watch, if that makes any sense. But there's like this skit in this show that I hate called Publicity, and it's fucking hilarious. It's on the Kroll Show, and like the way they talk makes me laugh. So sometimes like you know how you'll be watching something and like the characters make you laugh by how they say some shit. You'll just be like dead as fuck. Like you'll just be like, oh my god, I have to start saying it like this. So, anyways, how old am I? I'm 24. I'm not really trying to get any questions about myself right now. Not to shade you. Just saying like the conversation for today is the last episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, which was episode 10. And the shit was a fucking mess. Okay, super motherfucking mess. Basically, when I started the episode, I was like excited for Portia. Can I tell you, like, I have not been a fan of Portia's, and by fan I mean like I really don't say any positive things about her, and it's not even like I don't like her. I think that that's also like internalized misogynoir in ways, how like we just don't mention people on a fucking show. Like everybody has a cast line, like don't get me wrong, like but we'll be like, oh, this is so boring, but it's like everybody did something in the fucking show, so. Um, but this episode, I was really happy for Portia. I was so happy for her. I was like, yes, get these coins. And I feel like, you know what? I feel like people want to talk shit, perhaps, about Portia being 32 and like living at home. But I think like in some ways, some of us who like don't have the privilege of like being, of having like parental support, or having like parental, figures in our lives, period. I feel like it was really positive for me to see her mom like pop up and be like, yo, come stay in my mansion and like fucking, I'll make you food and I'll take care of you. Like I feel like that was kind of bomb. I feel like in some ways, like after a divorce, like fuck it, after a bad breakup, like when you love it, if cause honestly, I'm gonna say this. I be trying not to say this, but I always think of Tina Knowles whenever I see Portia's mom. I'm like, that is Tina Knowles' sister, cousin's sister. Okay, because I'm just like that she is like she came out of somebody else's Tina Knowles. Like I feel like Tina Knowles got a long lost aunt. You know what I mean? Like just she's giving me Tina Knowles. I don't know if they're from the same lace front. I'm not sure what it is, but like they're just giving me similar teas. But anyways, I was just really happy for Portia when I saw that she was moving into this mansion. But Portia's mom, when she got on the counter, I was loving Portia's mom even more. I was like, yes, Miss Tina Knowles' sister, cousin. Yes, I was feeling you. I was feeling it. I was loving it. So that whole moment was everything. But I think Portia's brother, I feel like was kind of hating a little bit. But it's also the part of the hair too. Like I feel like Portia mom has like Tina Knowles bangs, like old Tina Knowles, older Tina Knowles, because Tina Knowles just revamped her whole look. I don't know if y'all know this. Like Tina Knowles done changed. This bitch is a chameleon. You know what I mean? Tina Knowles, she just molted and now she's a whole new bitch, and like you don't even know. Okay, that bitch will set you on fire. Okay, because honestly, like when I first seen Tina Knowles, she was always giving me like shade fever. Like she was always looking like she was about to shade a bitch. Like she literally looked like she always had something to say that would set everybody's pussy on fire. Like she looked like she know all the secrets. You feel me? Like she know everything. Like she be sewing her dresses and she just be saying stuff. And niggas just be like, Miss Tina, you know what I mean? She just be giving me vibes. But now when I see Miss Tina, she's giving me poise tease, you know what I mean? She's giving me fucking skin weft realness, okay? It's like she upgraded from lace front to skin weft. Because honestly, like lace front, I could tell a lace front from a mile away. I will be able to see the lace from 5,000 yards, okay? But a skin weft, Miss Knowles, okay? Miss Knowles, okay? I'm loving you, Miss Tina. But look at me, I'm talking about fucking Tina Knowles. I'm giving Tina Knowles teas. I'm giving Tina Knowles props off of this bitch mom. You feel me? Like, I'm telling you, that is Miss Tina Ken. That is part of the descendants of the Knowles. Descendants of the Knowles. But they fucking up right now, so that's why we ain't finding out. But soon we're gonna, oh, that's Beyonce cousin or them. Yes, third remove. Sure enough. You know what I mean? All this Cordell shit blow over. But I think the thing that's interesting about Portia's storyline is that, like, nobody really is here for her talking about Cordell. I think it's also because we already know that this nigga is wildin'. So, or rather, we've been knowing. So, her talking about she's been talking to him is kind of like, no. And I'm happy that her family was bugging about it too. Because I was like, fuck that shit. Fuck Cordell. Fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. And I was just really proud of homie for like, give a fuck about standing up for black women at all. And it just bugs me out. Because it's like, damn, you making up all your fame off a black lady. Off black women realness, and you don't even know what the fuck a black lady is. But it's like you think you could just, you know what I mean? And that's how potent like these stereotypes are. They create motherfucking stars out of black men who fucking put on drag of black women, and it just sickens me. But look, let me move on. Let me talk about these carefree black girls, or rather not so carefree black girls right now on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let me see. We just talked about Portia and getting that house and stuff. Positive. But let me see. Obviously, I want to talk about Chuck Smith. But I think, you know what? I want to say this. I don't get why Nene acted like she didn't know Phaedra. Like, and part of me feels like, in retrospect, that it was just so that she could dog her out. Like, so she could just seem like... But then again, it really don't make no sense, because it's like, Nene had so much hate for Candy and Phaedra when they both got on the show, and they both knew each other from back in the day. So a part of me feels like maybe like they wasn't cool, maybe they ran with different cliques and shit, and maybe that's just what it is. Like, maybe when they got on the show, Nene was feeling like a original bitch, you feel me? I was first one holding the peach, so I don't know. But now, like, with all this retrospect we have, I'm just like, what the fuck is the tea? It's just so juicy right now. Exactly, Nene always changing the script. Go ahead, unique am, yes, child, yes. So anyways, I just noticed that like, you know, that's some real shit that's popping off. That Nene does know Candy, does know Phaedra, and was shading them from the jump, both of them, and just recently got kind of cool with them, but not even really. So it just got me going like, you know what I mean? It got me wondering what happened, you know? Who farted in your pudding? You know what I mean? Who stepped on your hot pocket and then still gave it to you to eat? Like, I just don't know. Like, I'm just like, I just want to know what the tea is. I'm going to try to, like, do some snooping online and look into it, because I'm sure shit is popping off now. Like, now that I'm wondering, I'm sure somebody already got receipts together, and it's all a matter of me going online. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's all a matter of me going to the right Tumblr alley. You know what I mean? There's someplace. Actually, you know what? The shit probably at motherfucker, you know, getting that house and doing what they want to do for themselves. You know what I mean? That was positive for them. But I will say this, you know, damn, you know, I think like no tea, this is not me hating on you, Portia, but like, you could have got you like a nice something smaller, you know, something smaller. You know, I understand that you wanted to be grand. I'm not mad at you, but I mean, like, people was legitimate when they was asking where the coins is coming from, because trials, you know what I mean? Like, no tea. But also, pause. Do we know? I heard that like Nicki Minaj is doing like someone said that Nicki Minaj is starting in a fucking a movie. And then I found out that she is like literally the smallest cameo in the fucking movie. And it's just white fuckery. With just like Nicki Minaj in the background. I was like, and it made me sad, because it's like, Nicki Minaj is rich. Nicki Minaj is not worried about nothing, but she can't even get a motherfucking major role. They could have, like, if people will go see the motherfucking Nicki Minaj movie. I will go see this Nicki Minaj movie. I will go see it. And that's not me trying to be like a sneak disser and being like, I don't like Nicki Minaj, but I would see her movie. But it's like, I would really go see that shit. Like, that shit sounds entertaining to me. Shit, y'all trying to entertain folks? Give French Montana a fucking movie too while you're at it. Because that nigga's wild. I'm sorry, but French Montana is wild to me. Like, ever since he dressed like Mortal Kombat at the fucking BET Awards a couple years ago, I've been checking for his ass. Okay? I've been like, French Montana, what are you doing today? You know what I mean? He's silly. He's a silly person. I don't know what it is. It's on WorldStar though, so I know some folks don't fuck with WorldStar, but just type in Nicki Minaj movie in Google and you'll be able to find it. I did not stick around for the name because it just looked like some bullshit. It looked like some, oh, we got Nicki Minaj in this movie. Like Nicki's Barb's gonna watch the shit, but they're gonna be annoyed because they're gonna be like, where's Nicki? Where Nicki was? They're gonna be like, Nicki, please call back. Why was you only in like 10 minutes? Like, honestly, like I feel like that's what the Barb's is gonna be like, or maybe not. I don't know. The Barb's, honestly, the Barb's is probably just like the Beehive. We'll be like, you know what? You slayed for them 5 minutes, Nicki. 5 minutes. They don't owe you nothing. Oh, you saw French Montana live? I'm so fucking jealous. Damn. Anyways, getting back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me stop from taking the shine. So, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I try to do like a smoky lipstick effect, and I just feel like it doesn't look like that. I just feel like it looks like my lips are just rubbed in dirt, and I'm really sad about it. I feel like my shit took a turn. Exactly, sparkle, glow, and shine. Nicki's the token. I'm like, come on now. You know what I mean? And honestly, like, if we could just pause for 1 second in Anchorman 2, I was like, Making Good. What the fuck? You know what I mean? I just didn't even get it. I was like, I didn't even know Megan Good was in that fucking movie, to be real. That show was off my radar. I ended up going to see that movie by accident. It was just so terrible. I had a very horrible experience. I really don't want to take space and talk about it right now because it's just like, I want to collect myself at another time. But that Anchorman 2 is fucking filth. I walked out, and honestly, I wanted to get my money back for walking out, but I feel like I stayed for too long to get my money back. I don't know if that's the case. Plus, it was like one of those places where you like eat and watch it. So I think, you know, honestly, like, at this point, I probably can't do anything about it. But the food was just nasty. Like, it was the nastiest clam chowder. I was like, how do you fuck up clam chowder? And I could taste it was from a can. I was like, I could taste it. I could taste that nobody put no love in this chowder. Nobody went out to the sea and was like, let me get the clams. Let me make the chowder. That didn't happen. Okay? And the worst part about it is they definitely said they had a bread bowl on the menu. And bitch, when you tell me there's a bread bowl, that's what I feel like is I'm gonna get. A bread bowl. A bowl of bread. A bowl of bread. The fucking bread of bowl that I got was nasty. Okay? I got bread of bowl. Okay? That shit was just fucking, it was undercooked. And then they had my soup in an undercooked bread of bowl. And I was just like, why? And I still tried to eat the chowder in the bowl, but I couldn't even eat, like, literally it was dough, bitch. And I was feeling like Chef Ramsay. I was like, piss off. Like, honestly, when I seen it, I was like, bloody hell, like, it's undercooked, you know what I mean? Rubbish. Like, I was getting angry, but I couldn't say nothing. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't even sourdough, though. It was just, like, regular bread. And they only toasted the top. I don't even want to talk about it no more. I'm, like, taking so much space right now for my Real Housewives review to talk about this nasty shit. So, let me go in, though. I have so many videos I wanna do. Like, I can't even explain. Like, there's somebody that I watch, that I'm not gonna say their name because I'm not trying to summon no demons, bitch. No! But I like them, a lot. But I get annoyed. Actually, there's two people in particular who, like, literally put on black woman drag. And, like, don't at all give